When someone does not reply, your brain does not simply notice silence. It starts building a story. Maybe they are angry. Maybe you said something wrong. Maybe they are ignoring you on purpose. A phone with no answer can become a tiny black hole on your desk, pulling your attention back again and again. And the strange part is this: nothing has happened yet. There is no insult, no argument, no clear rejection, only empty space. But your body may already feel tense. Your chest may feel heavy. Your attention may keep returning to the same question. Why did they not answer? This is why being ignored can feel so confusing. Logically, you know people get busy. Phones die, messages get buried. Someone can care about you and still forget to reply. But emotionally, silence does not always feel neutral. To understand why, we have to start with a simple idea. The human brain was not built only to survive weather, hunger, and physical danger. It was also built to survive other people. For most of human history, being connected to a group mattered. Other people meant protection, food, information, help, and identity. Being pushed away from the group was not just awkward, it could be dangerous. So the brain learned to watch social signals very carefully. A face, a tone, a pause, a look, a missing invitation, a late reply. These little signals can feel bigger than they look because the brain is asking an ancient question. Am I still included? Psychologists Roy Baumeister and Mark Leary argued that humans have a strong need to belong. Not just a preference, a deep motivation to form and maintain stable relationships. We do not only want connection because it feels nice. We need some sense that our relationships are real, steady, and safe. That is why silence can sting. It threatens a basic question. Do I still matter here? In research on ostracism, psychologist Kipling Williams described how being ignored or excluded can threaten belonging, self-esteem, control, and a sense that your existence matters. That is a lot for one silent message to carry. But the brain does not always wait for context before it reacts. It detects a possible threat first. Then it tries to explain it. This is where the story begins. Imagine a simple scene. You send a message to a friend. 1 hour passes, then 2. Then you see they posted something online. Now your brain has ingredients for a story. Fact: they did not reply. Story: they do not care. Fact: they were online. Story: they are avoiding me. Fact: I do not know what happened. Story: I know exactly what happened, and it is bad. The painful part is that the story often feels like evidence, but it is not evidence. It is your brain trying to close a gap. Social uncertainty is uncomfortable because people are complicated. You cannot see inside someone else's mind, so your brain predicts. It uses memory, fear, past rejection, tone, timing, and tiny details. Sometimes that prediction is useful, sometimes it is very wrong. There is also a negativity problem. If your brain has to guess between a safe explanation and a dangerous explanation, it often gives extra weight to danger. In physical life, this can make sense. If a shadow might be a threat, it is safer to react too quickly than too slowly. But in social life, this shortcut can turn silence into rejection. No reply becomes dislike. A short answer becomes anger. A busy friend becomes a fake friend. A forgotten invitation becomes proof that you are unwanted. The brain is trying to protect you, but it may also be hurting you. This is especially powerful if you have been rejected before. Past pain can train the brain to notice signs of rejection faster. The mind begins scanning for danger in places where the evidence is still unclear. That does not mean you are weak. It means your brain learned something, and now it may be overusing the lesson. There is even research suggesting that social rejection is not only metaphorically painful. In a famous study, participants believed they were being left out by other players in a virtual ball tossing game. The details are complex, and it does not mean every ignored text is the same as physical injury. But it does show something important. Social pain is not imaginary. The human brain takes exclusion seriously. Now bring that ancient system into the modern world. 1,000 years ago, social signals came from faces, voices, shared work, and physical presence. Today, they arrive through tiny rectangles, 3 dots, a scene receipt, a blank notification screen, a group chat going quiet. Modern communication gives us just enough information to worry, but not enough information to understand. So the brain fills the empty space. And because the brain cares about belonging, the filled-in story often becomes personal. They ignored me. They are tired of me. I am annoying. I do not matter. But before accepting that story, there is a simple life hack. Separate the fact from the story. The fact is what a camera could record. The message was sent. There is no reply. 2 hours passed. The story is what your brain adds. They hate me. I ruined it. I am being rejected. This does not mean the story is always wrong. Sometimes people really are distant. Sometimes silence is meaningful. But you do not want your first fear to become your final conclusion. So ask one question. What else could this mean? They may be busy. They may be tired. They may be overwhelmed. They may have opened the message at the wrong time. They may be bad at replying. They may be dealing with something that has nothing to do with you. The point is not to make excuses for everyone. The point is to stop treating uncertainty as proof. Another useful question is this. What would I believe if I felt safe right now? Anxiety is not just a feeling. It is also an interpreter. When you feel unsafe, neutral signals can start to look hostile. Silence becomes rejection. Delay becomes disrespect. Distance becomes abandonment. When you feel safe, the same signal may look different. No reply might simply be no reply. The deeper lesson is that humans do not suffer only from what happens. We also suffer from the meaning our brain creates around what happens. Being ignored hurts because connection matters, because your brain notices social disconnection, and because silence leaves room for the most painful story to walk in. But not every silence is rejection. Sometimes it is just silence. And sometimes the most important social skill is not reading people perfectly. It is pausing long enough to remember that your first interpretation is only a draft.